When we tell you that those holding Nnamdi Kanu, they are not the justice system. It is not the judiciary that is holding Nnamdi Kanu. It is politicians, powers that be, the Fulani caliphate. You can see there are calls for Nnamdi Kanu's release. And when you listen to these people talk, they don't tell you that let him go through a fair trial. Let the justice system have its way. They tell you that release Nnamdi Kanu, political solution. And when we talk about political solution, we are talking about just allow this guy go. We know that you are holding him, irrespective of the fact that the court has pronounced him free. You are still holding him. There's nothing else you can do to him except you leave him, let him go. So it is not the justice system, the judiciary, nor the courts that is holding down Nnamdi Kanu. They are politicians. Whether they are in the north, whether they are in the southwest, whether they are in the east, holding Nnamdi Kanu. And let me tell you, they must leave this guy. A House of Rep member from Umuahia, Abia State, visited President Muhammadu Buhari in relation to Nnamdi Kanu's release. And you want to ask that question: how does Buhari connect to Nnamdi Kanu's detention in DSS? What is the essence of this consultation? What is the essence of consulting a Buhari, a former president of Nigeria, for Nnamdi Kanu's release? To tell you that there are connections to this. There are powers that are holding this guy. Imagine an Abia State lawmaker, a House of Rep member, leaving the chambers of the House, leaving the Senate president, leaving the president, moving over to Daura to seek for Buhari's intervention when it comes to releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Will tell you a lot that the powers that are holding Nnamdi Kanu, they are not in the judicial system. You can go to court as much as you like. They control the judicial system. The judicial system is not independent. They have not proven to be independent in the eyes of Nigerians and every other person that have attended the court, that have graced the court. Powers that be are the ones that are holding Nnamdi Kanu down. And when his time has come, nothing will stop him. That's why you see politicians moving up and down, asking the president, Tinubu, to release Nnamdi Kanu. But this one is shocking to me. Buhari that is being detested by the Southeasterners. How does he connect? Where does he come in when we talk about Nnamdi Kanu's detention? Remember, it is under his government that he was kidnapped from Kenya and brought to Nigeria and held under custody, and Tinubu took over from him. Probably they were trying to tell Buhari, please speak to Tinubu, talk to Tinubu, or talk to your Fulani caliphate. Talk to your Fulani powerful people that they should change their mind and release Nnamdi Kanu. Talk to those people that have what to say. Talk to those people that have a say in Nnamdi Kanu detention. Probably if you talk to Tinubu, he will listen to you. Probably if you talk to your guys, the Islamic world, let's leave this guy. They will leave the guy. But that one is not my concern. My concern is that however it is, they must let this guy go. The latest is Peter Obi. Peter Obi surprising to so many people. Surprise. Peter Obi came out and told Tinubu, leave this guy. Have you seen the handwriting on the wall? Can't you see that there's a series of asking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to leave Nnamdi Kanu? Different people from different zones coming out. It has never happened in the history of the Biafra agitation that lawmakers in the government are asking the federal government to unconditionally release Nnamdi Kanu. They are not telling the federal government to go through the courts to give him a fair trial. They know that the justice system, there's no just in the justice system. The justice system is not just. They know that he will not get a fair trial. That's why looking at exhausting everything at the court of law, at the end of the day, there's nothing they could hold on Nnamdi Kanu. Now they are coming out to say, release this guy. And what is shocking to me is that they know that releasing Nnamdi Kanu will bring forth a peaceful Southeast, and Biafra will be on a bigger course. And Biafra will become a train that will not be stopped. They know that it's going to affect the sovereignty of Nigeria. They know that it's going to affect the state called Nigeria. is going to threaten the state of Nigeria. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu, they know, but yet they are moving on to say release Nnamdi Kanu. I hope the Buhari will do what he needs to do, but the federal government has no choice at this point in time. Like I said, their hands are tied. They have to release Nnamdi Kanu for peace to reign in Nigeria, not even in the southeast. There is a spiritual aspect to this holding of Nnamdi Kanu. Like I said, if you are holding on to Nnamdi Kanu, you yourself, you are holding on to yourself. The progress of Nigeria will be at a halt. Nigeria will not move forward because you are unjustly holding somebody that represents a nation. That represents a nation that has been destined by God to change the course of the black continent, to bring light into the black continent. You can see the sun shining, setting from the east, bringing light into the African continent. You are holding somebody that is being revered by over 85 million Biafrans all over the world. I told some people, you think that an Igbo man will not support IPOB? That is your identity. Independent people of Biafra, that is our identity. I don't know if you're a politician in Nigeria, that does not stop you from being a Biafran. Some people are OPC, but they are Nigerians. In quote, Oduduwa People's Congress, they call themselves the Oduduwa in Nigeria. But why is it that when people hear IPOB, they feel bad? When people hear IPOB, it seems that they have taken their life away. You have not seen anything. People that are going to rise up will be surprising to you. That IPOB is not a terrorist organization. IPOB are people of God. People of God. So is the Arewa nation. You can call yourself people of God. You can call yourself anything you want to call yourself. These are people with an identity. So is the Oduduwa nation. These are people with an identity. But when it comes to IPOB, somebody wants to have a nightmare, sleepless night over IPOB. Are you shocked that a Peter Obi of all people is asking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu? Are you not shocked? One would just suggest that Peter Obi is fighting for the Nigerian cause. He wants to make Nigeria better. Yes, I don't think he's going to side with those guys. I don't think he's going to have anything to do with IPOB, that terrorist organization. But it shocked the world that Peter Obi told Tinubu that it is injustice. Don't predicate your government on injustice, because injustice begets injustice. Injustice begets evil. You cannot build on a foundation of injustice and expect that you move the country forward. It is not possible. You cannot met out injustice on the Igbo man and expect the country to move forward. If you don't get the Igbos involved in the state of affairs of Nigeria, Nigeria is moving nowhere. And the evidence is there. Look at a revelation by one of Buhari's ministers, or somebody that worked in Buhari's government. I think it's Obongobla, that was suspended or sacked by Buhari after an ICC report revealing the billions of dollars, trillions of naira stolen, not by ministers, stolen by former governors, head of state, generals. $69 billion. I heard $69 billion. I heard 200 million pounds. Single person under that regime. Not to talk of what is happening in the government today under the regime of APC from Buhari till now. You don't know what is happening. The report that within 3 months, over 20-something trillion naira has been borrowed by this government. And when you look around you, you don't see the evidence. You don't see the evidence of any of these things. And you are telling me that somebody will not call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that we can have a country that will bring people from different nations to have an identity of themselves, whether it is through a regional system of government or everybody balkanized. We are neighbors. We will see the progress. We can move from one place to another. Those that want Igbos to leave Lagos, well, it's okay. They will leave Lagos. But just know that they are your neighbors. If you want or bilateral relations with the Biafran people, you must set a standard. You must set a pace. Not that during this movement, you plant evil. you show them pepper, you destroy their properties. At the end of the day, you might want bilateral relations with Biafrans. No, it doesn't happen like that. Because the evil that has been shown by some Yoruba bigots, there are bigots everywhere. We have Igbo bigots, we have Yoruba bigots, we have Hausa bigots. But in this Tinubu's regime, it is so glaring that some Yoruba people are giving the Yoruba nation a bad name. Not all. There are Yoruba people with integrity. There are Igbo people that are giving the Igbo nation a bad name. There are Arewa people that are giving the Arewa nation a bad name. There are Fulani people that are giving Fulani a bad name. But let's talk about a man is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and some people are playing tribal politics. They refuse to castigate the man. When you criticize him, they come and attack you. You know, these Yoruba guys, they have been in the game of propaganda for so long, and they are so surprised how people are taking up this propaganda head to head with them. I understand their game and understand what they do. I understand how they play their propaganda. They have lost consciousness. That's why the obedient movement will be different from other movements. Although they are unexperienced, although there are some people that speak or talk anyhow, but they are not people that don't have conscience. The obedient movement is a movement that has conscience. There might be hypocrites among them. There might be corrupt people among them. But the difference between the obedient and the Ronu movement, Yoruba Ronu, remember, in the APC, they are obedient in the APC. The obedient movement is not necessarily a Labour Party thing. These are young people like the Gen Z in Kenya that want a change. Obedient movement is not a Labour Party thing. It's not a P2B thing. Even though it started with the word OB, P2B, it is not a P2B thing. If P2B does anything against the aspiration, the future of the young people of this nation, the obedient movement will come for him. That is why it will be difficult for a P2B to move over to PDP and align with Atiku Abubakar and the rest. Because at that point, if he does it, that should be and would be the end. That will be the end. The obedient movement are not politicians. I know there are political calculations to merge with another political party to unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But the obedient movement, they are not politicians. They are people that want good for the country. If you have said that the PDP, they are a bunch of rogues, why would you go back to your vomit? So we have integrity. We have conscience. Different from every other movement in Nigeria. Under Tinubu's regime, we have seen the chameleon likeness of some Yoruba, some Southwest Ronu. I don't want to call them Yoruba because they don't represent the Yoruba people. People with integrity. Yorubas are people that we know that they are learned. Yorubas are people that stand for what they believe in. Yorubas are people that can propagate the gospel. Any gospel you give to them, they can propagate it very well. Not Yoruba that's like giving the race a bad name. At this point in time, the way people look at some Yoruba people or the Yoruba nation generally is without trust. There's no trust for the Yoruba nation. You see the North moving to Buhari, moving to Absalom, moving from one place to another, trying to gang up against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is because they have seen the true color of the Ronu people, not the Yoruba, the Ronu Yoruba. They have seen the true color of their politicians, and they are learning their lessons. They are aligning with the South, the Southeast, and the North, generally, to unseat Tinubu come 2023. And one thing Tinubu is doing is he's trying to bring people to speak about Nnamdi Kanu'S release. This is all politics. There's an alignment with the North. There's an alignment with the Southeast. Because Tinubu knows that if he releases Nnamdi Kanu, he's going to have the support of the Southeast. Yes. Why is it that under Buhari, the way people are coming out to speak now, you can't do it under Buhari. But under Tinubu's government, you can see people are coming out to speak boldly. Nobody is being clamped down on. When you talk about the Biafra thing, it is being outspoken. There is a hand. Politicians are being given the leverage. They are being given, yes, you can go and talk about it. That's why I see a the deputy House of Rep leader canvassing for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, knowing the implications. We are going to be talking about the implications of releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, we'll talk about it in one of the broadcasts. They know the implications, but yet they support the increase, the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Because in Nnamdi Kanu, what is expected of him is that when you come out from that DSS, continue the quest for Biafra. And Biafra means balkanization of Nigeria. These guys are supporting a man who is pushing for the division of Nigeria. Have you seen that ever before? A senator is pushing for the release of somebody who is going to push for the division of a country that he is a senator in. Have you seen that before? So Tinubu is playing another political game, wants to win the hearts of the Southeast, and whatever that will lead to mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release, we don't care anymore. If it's going to be Buhari that will release Nnamdi Kanu, let him do so. If it's going to be Tinubu that will release Nnamdi Kanu, let Tinubu do so. We are waiting and watching and seeing how it unfolds. But we know that there's a divine hand. The hour has come for Biafra to get its liberation. The hour has come for Africa to get its liberation. Whoever that is involved here and here today, they have gone to meet Buhari. Yes, Grand Matron of the Fulani Caliphate hegemony, whatever. Grand Matron of Mieti Allah, the umbrella body of all Fulani in Nigeria. They have gone to his house in Daura and say, Baba Buhari, release Nnamdi Kanu. We have come to you to inform you that it is of necessity that Nnamdi Kanu is let off the hook. If you like what is happening and what is going to happen, at the end of the day, release Nnamdi Kanu. Tinubu is playing the game. Some people say I'm supporting Tinubu. I'm telling you what is going to happen. If you are in Nigeria and you are in the system and you understudy the system, you know that these guys are playing dirty game. Even the North that are ganging up against Tinubu, it is not because of the interest of the Northerners, of the North. It's because they have been sidelined. Everybody's playing a selfish game. Is it these selfish politicians that can outsmart Tinubu? You can't outsmart Tinubu because you are all part of a coven. And he is the one that has the carrot and the stick. He's in power, commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He can appoint an INEC chairman and they can write results. They can use the courts. Now, Ariwala is going out. Another new person is coming and it's from the southwest. They know him. They know Tinubu. They know what he can do. They are trying to see if they can galvanize the emotions of Nigerians to support. But the Igbo man has said, we are not going to be part of any kind of protest, any kind of upstaging, any kind of gang up against anybody. What they need is fairness, equity, and justice, which you cannot give. Because if you give it, it is going to be detrimental to your interests. So since you cannot give fairness, justice, and equity, give us Biafra. Biafra is where Ebanaja. That is where the main game is now. The focus is Biafra. And I apologize if you are not my broadcast, you are not okay with it. Please, IPOB, Biafra must be free. Thank you.